Hi, I'm Ole from Flitz. I'm here today to go through the Flitz polishing products, the entire line of how to care for your automobile. Now, Flitz, as many of you know, started out as a paste product like this, a cream product. And the paste has been really, I call the bread and butter of the company for many, many years. 45 years to almost be exact. But the paste is something you can use on chrome, on aluminum, on stainless steel. In fact, it knows right in the can here, it says even for plastic and for fiberglass. It's not just for metal. And many times, unfortunately, a lot of times Flitz was presented that way in the beginning, but that's one of the hardest things. We want to teach people how you can use it on other things. But what I'm going to spend some time with here today is not just how to polish the wheel, but the different tools we have. Because the tools make the job a lot easier. I've been with Flitz for 45 years, since the inception, and it's been a great ride. But one of the things with Flitz, it's work. It's rubbing, it's polishing. These tools, I wouldn't say eliminate work, but make the job a lot easier for you. Now, to explain this is what they call a 7-inch buff ball. These are made of viscose felt. They don't tear apart like foam. There's different copies out there you'll see out in the marketplace that have rounded shafts. This is, if you notice, hex shape. This is hex shape for one reason. When it's in a drill or air tool, it doesn't slip. It constantly gives you grip. It'll force its way through. There's also a protective coating, or I should say a shroud, that goes around this. The shroud is actually designed to protect, of course, a drill from scratching something, like you see over here. But also, when you put these in the wash machine, the pin is protected from breaking the wash machine. Now, when these buffers get filthy dirty, soak them in a pail of water, like dishwashing soap or Simple Green, whatever you choose to use, and then basically put in the wash machine afterwards. They're very easy to wash. You do a great job. Your wife won't appreciate it when they're in there with your underwear. But if you take with your rags and things, I'm sure, hopefully she won't mind. But different size buffers like this, the 7-inch buffer is really more designed for large areas, like semi-truck wheels, like Alcoas, the big 22-inch wheels you see on cars and different things like that. The 5-inch wheel is more for the average, hard to get areas, something like in this Krager wheel, which you can see over here. We also make a 3-inch and a 2-inch. Now I'm going to take this off here just to give everybody an example how this all works. And again, the pin is hex shape, goes right inside a drill. And as I put this on, again, you can use any kind of drill. You can use a corded drill, cordless, whatever you choose. But I have to admit, a corded drill has the most speed and longevity, of course. If you're going to use a cordless, try to go to at least 18-19 volt, where you have at least, I would say, 1800 to 2000 RPM. The faster you go, the better job you do. Now with the polish, it comes again in cream form. We're going to take a little bit with my finger just because it's more convenient here. Smear a little bit on top. And as I do this inside, a good example is you're putting it on top. And I'm going to turn this wheel around because here in the studio I can do this compared to the outside. And that way the camera can actually show you how it goes inside. I'm going to take the buffer and kind of smoosh it around here a little bit and work it slowly inside the wheel. And as I work it slowly, you can see how it works like a screw. It's right inside there. Now when you're polishing this speed, you can never do that by hand. Never. And you get a mirror finish within seconds. I'm going to turn this around so the cameraman can grab this in the front, but you can see how bright the aluminum gets like that. And that's when a buffer like this, the cool thing is it's so flexible and it takes shape to whatever you're cleaning. So if you're cleaning in between here, like in this case here, you get between here, you get in a hole, you can do the side of the rim the same way. They're part of the Krager right in the center. So you're using the same tool for the entire area. And it comes out like a mirror. Now what happens when you're doing polishing like this, you see these buff balls get real dirty. And that's okay. That's why I said before you can wash them. But when they get dirty, they actually get saturated or actually impregnated, they actually go better and go longer. Plus, use a lot less polish. Not good for me, good for you. I want you to use a lot of polish. But at the same time, you really don't want to use too much Flitz because when you're using a lot of polish, it smears and it gets really, it's harder to get off with that way. Just a lot more of a mess. So definitely suggest using less product. You can always add more. It's like baking a cake. You can always add a little extra salt or flour to it, and I would definitely suggest that. This happens to be aluminum wheel in this Krager. Again, you can use on chrome wheels when you have like surface rust, just the oxidation from brake dust. brake dust is probably the biggest avenue, especially for those who have foreign cars, you know, on the race wheels, even on a regular car. That way, when you have nowadays a brake dust that way, four-wheel disc, excuse me, you get a lot more brake dust in all your rims. So the brake dust, if you don't get it off, it actually gets yellow. You'll see in some of these pictures here how the Flitz removes all the yellowing and oxidation from that, around that brake dust, right around the edge of the wheel itself. And I would definitely recommend different buffers, different sizes for the right reasons. Here's another example of a wheel that has smaller holes or bigger holes, depending on how you look at it, that you can use the same way. We're going to take the buffer. Now I'm going to take a 2-inch buffer now, and just for grins, I'm going to put a little polish on here. This wheel is not super dirty, but it gives you an example how this can get right in between there with a 2-inch buffer, right around the lug nuts and things like that. Get in between there, take out the oxidation. For those who have true aluminum wheels, or real, I call magnesium alloy, what a difference. So much faster, so much easier than by hand. Plus, the ball is washable, you can just reuse it the same way. Nice thing when you're putting this on top, I'm going to take a little water on here, just dab it on top of the aluminum. You're going to notice the water rolls right off here. Hopefully the cameraman can get it, but you can see how the water just beads up just like wax. One thing about Flitz, it leaves a protective coating on the aluminum, the chrome, the stainless steel. So the Flitz paste will protect in salt water for 2 to 3 months. So if you're using a boat or something, it's fantastic. But in any saltwater region, or salt in the wintertime, you know, when you're dealing with all the road salt, mag chloride in the wintertime, does a great job of protection that way on your wheels. So that's something I definitely want to recommend. When you're doing the area, and a good example is, this is a cast finish. And this wheel, let me put this down here so it's easier for everybody to see. This wheel is not meant to be shiny in the center here. And nobody meant to do it that way, even in the back area where it's all dull finish. But one of the things I want to give you an example of that makes Flitz unique, when you use it even on the cast finish, we're just taking a little dab of Flitz and put it directly on this wheel. I'm going to take the buffer to it, so might as well do it a lot faster than by hand. Let me make a little more room here, get rid of the paper towel and so on. Now as we're doing this, it's a great before and after, because you're spreading the polish on here. Put speed to it. I'm putting pressure on it. It's not magic. You want to use this that way when it's on. But when I'm finished here, you're going to notice a major difference in that cast aluminum. Look at that difference. You can really see how nice and shiny it is. I'm going to take now just a paper towel, take off the rest of the black oxide that comes up, and you could take a raw metal, you can see the black like this, that was never meant to be polished, and actually bring it out to a really nice luster. Not to say you're going to polish the back of your wheels, but we have customers that have show cars and things like that, are super anal about taking care of these things. And again, I'm going to pour a little water on the area here that hasn't been done, and I'm going to show you how the water beats up in the area that has been done. So it always gives you the same wax type coating to protect it on aluminum as we did before. So feel free to use it on a polish finish, on a cast finish, a rough finish. Use the same exact product. Now some of you might have what they call flat matte wheels, or flat matte finishes, especially in motorcycles, and it's getting very popular nowadays. It's still not my favorite, but I'm old, so I still like shiny and chrome. But the thing is, if you want a flat finish and a dull finish, we have different products for that. And I'm going to show you that right away. As a cleaner, this here is a pre-clean. Let me get the flat matte product over here. This actually says flat matte cleaner. So for those you have a flat finish on the wheels, like I said, on paint finishes from vehicles and things like that, you can use this exact same product. And this is something that if you use as a spray product, it sprays on, almost looks like water actually, and then take yourself a microfiber or towel and wipe it off. So what it does, it just takes off all the gunk and things like that. But if you have a flat or even matte, I call a matte finish like we have over here in this wheel, you can take off the bugs, you can take off brake dust and oxidation very, very quickly. So the flat matte cleaner would be used basically on the colored paints. White and black are probably the most popular, but it still does a great job no matter what color it is. It's just a great cleaner. So we'll put this down here for now. Valve covers. Anything with heat. Now we're also going to show how this takes off heat discoloration. You're going to see an episode how Flitz works on anything from an exhaust pipe from motorcycles to semi-truck stacks. It does an unbelievable job of removing and bluing and different things. Just watch this. Now, here on this valve cover is a good example. You can see we've been playing with it in different areas and been polishing with it. When you're doing this, you can do it by hand or with a buffer, but again, Flitz is something that's very easy to use no matter how you put it on. Apply it by hand, like I've done. Take the buffer, kind of smoosh it around so it doesn't spit. And go slow with it first. And once you apply it, you buff right out. Now your chrome headers, exhaust pipes, especially on race boats, race cars. Some of you might be familiar with a trade show called PRI. PRI stands for Professional Racing Industry. It's a very large show held in Indianapolis, Indiana each year. Flitz exhibits there for the race engines to take them and bring them out to a mirror finish. And this was less than 15 seconds. So you can imagine what this can do if you really want to get to a mirror. And it's very close to mirror ready. I'm going to take some Flitz here, put it on the sides, and hopefully the cameraman can get it here. Again, one of the advantages is the buffer contours are what you're cleaning. Most buffers are flat, and if they get inside, they're not going to get inside the grooves and crevices. Again, slow speed, so I can apply it without spitting all over. I put pressure to it. It's not magic, like I said earlier. You're going to work it, and then bring it out. But the more speed you have, the better job you'll do. This drill right now is around 1,800, 2,000 RPM. So you can see how fast and easy. There you go. And done. How you can get right in those grooves and get everything out. Around screws and everything else. Of course, these are normally mounted in a car, so you have a little more jiggling to do, but you can definitely get it done and do a nice job. And you get the exact same protective coating, not just from moisture, fingerprints, any kind of, like I said, heat discoloration, oil that sometimes pops onto your valve covers, etc. A lot of times in between polishers and cleaners, you just want to clean things up. Flitz does manufacture a stainless steel and chrome cleaner. This is strictly cleaner though, so basically if you had some oil squirt on here or something like that, it's something you could spray on, wipe off, and it's not going to harm the finish or dull it. It gives you still a real nice bright luster. But the cleaner is designed just to take off like oil, fingerprints and things like that, especially for show cars. Makes it real quick, easy, quick cleanup. And that brings me to a lot of different subjects because, I'm showing you the polish. The polish, again, to reiterate, it's actually a restore. It's designed to take something that's bad and bring it back. It needs to bring it back to life. That's what Flitz does. If it's paste or liquid, Flitz does an unbelievable job of bringing things back. But now we want to protect it. How can we protect it longer? Flitz lasts 2 to 3 months, that's great. But how about 6 months to a year? What can I do? So a lot of those questions came from consumers for years. And again, we're a 45-year-old company, but we've developed some new products now. And one of the things I want to show you is a product called Speedy Seal. Now Speedy Seal is like a detail spray. But it's not a detail spray of silicone. I'm not trying to knock anybody's products or different things. Silicones have been around for many, many years. Wax has been around longer than I have. And waxes are great. But one thing about wax, they all break down at 140 degrees. And when you have a black car, especially places like Florida and things like that, a black paint will get more than 140. So it doesn't matter what wax you have on it, even if you have Flitz wax on it, because we make waxes too, the waxes melt from the heat. So the latest technology is gone to what they call ceramic coatings, ceramic sealants. For those of you who bought a car lately, the first thing the dealership's going to do is sit you down and try to sell you a coating for the paint, a ceramic coating. And he's charging even from $1,200 up to a couple $1,000 depending on the dealership. Flitz took that product the dealerships use, which is a concentrated version, and yet you have to be a pro to put it on, put it in a bottle so everybody can use it. Makes it easy. And all it is spray on and wipe off. Now, this is a paint panel here that we got all kind of mucked up with grease and different things like that, kind of give an example of how it works. And this is a flat matte finish. Before I was talking about flat matte when you clean on paint. Now, when you put waxes or different things like that on a flat matte, it always makes them shiny. One thing about these products, the ceramic coatings like this, they will not make the flat matte shiny. And that's what makes it so cool. I'm going to do one section here with the regular Flitz sealant. This is the I call the GoDaddy of them all. This is the one that lasts the longest. It gives you protection anywhere from 6 months to a year. It's a phenomenal product. It's simply easy to use. Wipe on and wipe off. And as this dries, right now, you're going to see this is still nice and dull, nice and flat. That's exactly what people want when they have a flat matte finish. So you can protect your flat matte finish with the ceramic sealant, or you can also use a detail spray if you're just detailing your car, especially for show cars. Spray it on the same way and wipe it off. The detail spray is also a ceramic coating, but not quite the caliber of the concentrated version like we have true ceramic sealant like this. This is of course a lot less expensive, easier to use, comes in 16-ounce bottles like these. This one here is 16-ounce also, but you can use it very quickly and easy for detailing. Phenomenal preservative. You can feel how slick it is. Even you might even see it here to show how the bottle just slides so easily by putting this on. It's like putting glass on top of paint. It's just a phenomenal product. But use the Speedy Seal in your detailing and your quick cleanups. Use the ceramic sealant to do a long-term protective finish. Not just on flat paint, but for the old guys like myself that like the shiny paint, we can use it the exact same way. And you spray it on and wipe it off. Now, one of the things about ceramic finishes, because they do take longer to cure. When I wipe this dry right now, this will be dry to the touch. But it actually takes 2 to 3 days to cure. So it's amazing. You got to protect the coating right away. But I do like to recommend, and hopefully you can see here at the camera when you either flat or when I pick it up, you can see it's a major difference between before and after here on the paint. But this sealant, if you can put it on today and not get the car wet for 2 or 3 days, fantastic. If it gets wet, it's not the end of the world. It's just that this product cures in 2 or 3 days. If it's dry, it does cure a little better, that's all. When you buy a sealant from the dealerships for, like I mentioned, $1,200 to $2,000, they still give you the spray bottle to take care of it. They're basically giving you a version of this to take care of your problem in your car in the future. But this is very easy to use, economical, and long lasting. To try it on your paint, your fiberglass, whatever you happen to have. It's even good on glass. When you put it on a windshield, it's like, I call Rain-X on steroids. It just keeps the water coming right off. It's super easy to use. It doesn't take a lot of work to put it on and off the glass like a lot of the products. Now, the automotive industry has a variable different products. The last thing I'm going to show you here is called metal pre-clean. A metal pre-clean is designed for real heavy oxidation, brake dust. I've done some wheels that are solid black from brake dust. They haven't been taken care of for years. Or if you have anything that's corroded from the salt and snow in the wintertime. This metal pre-clean is exactly what you want to use. It's made of a salt type material and it's very, very quick. And I want to quick show you something, even though it has nothing to do with cars. This is just a piece of brass here. But I'm going to take some of this pre-clean and just spray it on the brass. And I just want to show you how fast this chemical works. Instantly, it starts taking off the tarnish. It's safe on my skin and makes it clean immediately. So that's how fast this chemical works on corrosion, heavy brake dust, etc. There's only one negative to it. Safe on your skin and things, safe on paint, but you have to rinse the chemical. If you do not rinse this chemical, it will eventually eat into that surface. It's made of salt, not acid, but it works on the same principle as acid. So because it's a salt-based product, you definitely rinse it, like I'm doing over here. As soon as I rinse it, it stops working. And when it stops working, let me clean my mess over here a little bit, but you can actually see how this area looks almost polished without polishing it. Now, I'm not trying to sell you brass cleaner or copper cleaner, but I'm just trying to make an example how the metal pre-clean can work on aluminum, on chrome wheels, on brake dust especially, exhaust tips and things where you have some major problems. Again, all our products are restoration products, and that's what makes it so good if you choose to use this to bring the things back. I really want to appreciate your time. All our products are environment friendly. I do want to stress that. Flitz actually carries a USDA authorization. I know it doesn't mean anything that you're not going to eat this product. I'm not saying that, but you can use this safely on many different finishes. Even on the can here, it'll state paint restore if you have bugs, pine tree sap, bird droppings, anything that's major paint bad. Even light scuff marks from people sometimes with a key or a belt buckle go along your paint, a little scuff, it'll take it right off for you. You could also use it on paint and plastic, and of course in all the different metals. There's no metal you cannot use this product like on. So we're available by Flitz.com. You can check it out in different retailers throughout the area, but we have a great blog and great customer service. We're a smaller company. You give us a call, we'll answer, real personal answer phone, and try to help you out any way we can. Thanks again for joining us.
Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, hit the like button and subscribe. Also, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. Remember, Flitz it.